We're warming up this week. It's nice out there.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
I like it.
I know. We do have a cold front moving into the state in the northwest, but everyone's seeing lots of sunshine right now. It's absolutely gorgeous. And we do, at least most of us, have a wind coming in out of the south, and that's helping to kind of work in our favor and keep temperatures nice and warm. And the cold front, it's really not going to have a huge impact on temperatures later on. So now let's go to Links 1 and kind of look at where we've been so far for the month of October. Of course, we eventually did have some nice rainy days, and we're only halfway through, so we still have plenty of time to go. And we do have rain in the forecast, but so far we're 1.1 degrees above average, and it's feeling pretty warm here lately. Temperatures in the 70s, and today we're looking at a high of about 80 degrees, but we're definitely not one of the warmest Octobers that we've ever seen. In fact, the number one was 71.1. That was back in 1963. Back in 2016, the average monthly temperature was 67.8. Well, so far for this month, we're actually sitting at just 65.1. But right now, the high temperature for this afternoon will be about 80 degrees or so. And we're not doing bad right now. It's 72 already, the Star Integris camera. But over at Lucky Star Skycam Network, the wind again coming in out of the south-southwest at 9 miles an hour. Temperatures in the low to mid 60s across the western part of the Panhandle. But the rest of us, lots of low to mid 70s, some upper 70s showing up along the Red River. There's where your cold front is. Behind it, that wind's coming in out of the north, gusts between about 25 to 35 miles an hour. But we were seeing some isolated gusts as high as around 40 earlier today. And just kind of looking at the big picture where the cold front again is coming in out of the northwest. Any moisture with it, that's wrapped up well to the north. So if we do get anything here in the state today, it's probably going to be just a few sprinkles in far eastern Oklahoma. So the majority of us will not see anything like that, at least not just yet. But we are expecting some rain down the road. So the cold front's going to come through later today, and then tomorrow temperatures may be a couple of degrees cooler than what we're experiencing today, but generally it still looks pretty warm. We're going to stay warm through the rest of the weekend. We're also going to stay dry. That's going to last through about early next week until we get to about Tuesday night and into Wednesday. We're actually watching a low approach from the west, and we're also expecting a tropical moisture to move in from the south. Those two combined will bring a pretty decent chance of rain and storms across the state, especially as we get into Wednesday and Thursday. Behind it, though, we've got a big time cold front moving in, and that can knock our highs down into the 50s and 60s. So big difference compared to what we've been getting. So again, kind of watching the moisture that will eventually be coming in out of the south. Right now it's Tropical Storm Norma, but later today or later tonight it should become a Category 1 hurricane, eventually strengthening to a Category 3 before eventually making its way, at least the remnants of that storm, making its way into Oklahoma as we get to very early next week into about midweek. But it does look like a decent rain, at least for now. Today, though, looking for a high of about 80 degrees in Oklahoma City, but mid and upper 70s in the northwest, some upper 70s and low 80s across the south and southeast. And again, a chance of sprinkles. That's a possibility in the far east, but outside of that, really not much. The cold front still lingering just to the south and east later this evening and into tonight as temperatures drop down into the upper 40s in Oklahoma City, about 46 in Ponca City, 48 in Alva, 46 tomorrow morning in Hobart, 51 in Lawton. Tomorrow afternoon, the wind's still going to be out of the northwest between about 10 to 20 miles an hour. Highs in the mid 70s, some low 80s in southwest Oklahoma, but we could see some gusts start to pick up a little bit more tomorrow afternoon, especially out to the west. So we will have to watch that fire threat. It's just been so dry. The relative humidity is going to be very low as well. So that's going to be a threat as we get into, especially tomorrow in western Oklahoma. By Friday afternoon, the wind's going to be very light, between about 5 to 10 out of the north, eventually shifting to the south late in the day. But temperatures still look to be very warm with highs in the low 80s. We should be back in the low 80s if you're headed to the OU game in Norman. By fourth quarter, temperatures about 83 degrees. And we're going to stay in the 80s through early next week until we get that next storm system to move in. We'll be right back.